important feature of summary writing is what is called attributive language. For example, Bratesman refers to, Browning's view is that. In this lecture, we will focus on report words in a summary. They give credit to the original author in addition to the parenthetical one. The difficulty with using reporting verbs is that there are many different verbs, and each of them has slightly different and often subtle shades of meaning. Using the correct word relies as much as anything on making the correct interpretation of what the writer you are studying is saying. Reporting verbs differ in terms of their strength. For example, to suggest is much weaker than to argue. The two verbs convey very different pictures about how the author you are summarizing sees his or her research. Some reporting verbs are used principally to say what the writer does and does not do. These verbs do not indicate any value judgment on the part of the writer. They are called neutral reporting verbs. A second group of verbs is used to show when the writer has an inclination to believe something but still wishes to be hesitant. These verbs are called tentative reporting verbs. Finally, if the writer has strong arguments and is absolutely sure of his or her ground, a strong reporting verb can be used to refer to these ideas. Obviously, it is important to ensure that we interpret the writer's ideas correctly. For instance, if we say Jones argues rather than Jones suggests, this is a major difference of meaning. The first indicates strength, the second indicates hesitance. It is very important in academic writing not to misinterpret a writer's intentions when we are reporting or summarizing them. In the textbook, you will see a table which lists the main reporting verbs in English. They are classified in terms of their function and their strength. Here are some of the main language points that need to be considered when using reporting verbs. The structure of sentences when using reporting verbs can vary and can be flexible. For example, Jones argues in his study of thermodynamics that, or as Jones argues in his study of thermodynamics, or in his study of thermodynamics, Jones argues that. It is possible, and often quite stylistically attractive, to invert the subject and verb when reporting. For example, thermodynamics, Jones argues, is reporting the work of others often needs an extra sentence. For example, in considering Smith's discussion on thermodynamics, Jones argues that. Very often in academic writing, reporting takes place in the present tense, as in the example above. This is because of the need to bring past research into the present moment. If you have used the verb said very often in your writing, try to replace this with something more descriptive and precise. The words mention or reckon are informal and often best replaced with a more formal equivalent. Other informal verbs of saying that are best embodied include come up with or guess. With regard to referencing, it is usually best to put the year of publication straight after the name used, before going on with the sentence. The page reference can then be placed at the end of the sentence. There are some exercises on reporting verbs in the textbook. Practice and you will gradually master the language used in a summary.